What's up, TMS family? And yes, I want to first of all thank you all for joining me on this video. It's breaking news. It was something that just couldn't wait. Ezekiel Elliott has agreed to a 6-year, $90 million contract extension with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, about $50 million of it is guaranteed. Also, if you combine that with the last 2 years that is left on his deal, as well as incentives, it's said to be somewhere that Ezekiel Elliott is going to earn $108 million over the next 6 years, which is truly amazing. He will be the first Cowboy to break that $100 million threshold or mark. However, we know that Dak Prescott, his contract is coming up, especially since Jared Goff just got his huge mega deal. But I'm excited. Salute to the whole Cowboys nation. Yes, I am a Cowboys fan. But let me just say this real quick. I knew it. I knew what Jerry Jones was doing the entire time, which was making headlines. Think about it. Nobody cared about Oakland Raiders and Hard Knocks for more than a couple weeks with AB in his helmet situation. The whole Jay-Z and Kaepernick thing blew over. Why? Because what ruled the summer was Ezekiel Elliott coming to training camp. That was the biggest, and I mean biggest question this entire summer. Was Zeke going to start week 1? Was he going to be a Le'Veon Bell and sit out the entire season? I've tried to tell everyone, I've tried to tell the entire Cowboys nation that this is just Jerry Jones stealing headlines. Jerry is all in this season and for the seasons to come. And the reason why is 2 things. We've seen the Giants secure 2 Super Bowls in the new millennium, and we've now seen the Philadelphia Eagles secure 1. Jerry does not like being last in anything or next to last. He's trying to revive that Cowboys team and actually have us looking like the Cowboys team of the 90s with a triple-headed threat. When we had Aikman, when we had Irvin, and when we had Emmitt Smith. When you look at it on the offensive side, we do have a physical guy in Gallup. But for right now, Amari Cooper is the #1 guy. Is he a Michael Irvin? No, I'm not saying that. But I'm just making the comparison as far as having a 3-headed monster. Zeke, of course, is Emmitt Smith. He can break Emmitt Smith's record if he smartens up and start going out of bounds and taking less contact and finishing his runs the way that he's been doing. It's okay to get out of bounds, Zeke, unless you're blocking for Dak or is somebody standing in between you and the goal line. And, of course, Dak Prescott, he's more mobile. He's more accurate than Troy Aikman. They do have a lot of similarities as far as being game managers. But to any of the Cowboys nation out there who was doubting this, ready to move on from Ezekiel Elliott, man, shame on you. Turn in your jersey. We don't need you this season or for seasons to come. I knew what was going to happen. I'm never against a man getting his money. Zeke has had the most touches in the league for a running back since he's been a part of it, and that's even after missing 6 games. So for that to happen, of course he's going to want his money. Think about it. You don't want to go to work every day wondering if you're going to have health insurance, if you're going to have your 401k, if you're going to have life insurance. You want those things to already be secured in your company. That way, if anything happens to you, you're good. You have workers' compensation and you're good. But I'm excited. I'm excited that Zeke got his money. We know that he will be reporting week 1. And just lastly, please don't try to compare Zeke to Gurley and, oh, the injury situation is going to happen. Zeke has been training in Cabo, #1. #2, Gurley tore his ACL in college. So the LA Rams knew what they were getting. Yes, we've seen more and more running backs recovering from ACL surgeries and having good years, but it seems like that injury, along with a slew of others, is taking a complete toll on him. Now, when we think about Ezekiel Elliott, I think the most that he's had has come from, I think it was his sophomore, junior year, where he had to get wrist surgery because of a broken bone in his wrist. Didn't heal properly. It was a minor surgery. He hasn't shown any bad things. He hasn't shown anything like it's going to hurt him or anything like that in the future. Zeke has been one of the healthiest backs in the league and has touched the ball the most times out of the running backs in the past 3 years. So I'm excited. Cowboys Nation, we got a great season coming up. And this is your host, MT of the Too Much Show. Catch us every Sunday live at 11 a.m. on blogtalkradio.com. You can also listen to the playback on the iTunes podcast or the Google Podcast app. I'm out.